Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about models. So in Django, the models are how we interact with our data, and it stores data. It's a way to retrieve data, create data, etc., etc. Everything with data goes through models, or at least should go through models. So we're going to be creating pretty much a Reddit clone, something similar, just some posts. So the first thing to note is that there's a subreddit. So really a subreddit is just a field on an article, right? These articles are saying, hey, this article belongs to the Django subreddit. We're going to pretend like all of these articles are just text. We're just going to pretend they're text. You can do other stuff on Reddit, but we're just going to do text in our example. So if we look in the article, it has a create date. Sorry for the Spanish again. It has a create date, a title, and text, and an author, right? So that's pretty much 4 fields, as well as these voting things. We might not talk about that today, though. We'll do that later. It's a little more complicated. But so let's just make an article with those 4 fields, like a title, a create date, an author, and text, right? We're also going to look at comments. We're not going to be doing nested comments yet, but we'll have a comment be similar thing, create date, author, and text, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So we are going to create a new, app called articles, or posts, I guess we'll call them. I think that might be a little more accurate. So to do that, we're going to start app posts. And so then that created our skeleton for our post app. Let's go ahead and add that into our settings as well. Let's go ahead and do this, posts, right? And then let's go ahead and do, actually we don't need to mess with URLs yet. So we'll go into our models, right? And so here we're going to do creating 3 models. The first one is going to be called a subreddit. Models.model, and we're also do pass, and then we're also going to be creating a post, and we're also going to be creating a comment. Now the proper way to name things are the singular form, so I wouldn't do like subreddits. The Django convention is to hit singular. Okay, so let's look at these fields that we have. So subreddit, I think it just has a title. I think that's all we need for now. And we can do models.char field, and char field need a max length because the database needs a length for that char field. And so let's do 30. And post, we're going to have a title, we're going to have an author, we're going to have a create date, and we're going to have like body, I guess we'll call it. So same thing, these are all fields in the database. We're going to do something similar here. This is also just a char field, whereas body, we don't want to limit it to a certain amount, so we can make this a text field. That's when it's going to be pretty much just text, and we don't have a max length. If we wanted to do it, we can do like char field max length 2000, but just for sake of using different fields, we're going to do this, right? And author is going to be a foreign key to a user's table. So to do that, we do foreign key, and let's do user. So in Django, user is kind of, actually this has a subreddit too. Subreddit, and this is going to be model.foreign key and subreddit. So this one's easy. We can just say subreddit, and that does it. User is a little bit different. Django has kind of a weird system after like Django 1.5 or 6 or something, where you're supposed to use something when you want to link to the user table. You want to do Django contrib.auth.models. Oh shoot! Usually it has auto. I think that's the right one. Okay, get user model. And so here, instead of doing user, like linking directly to the class, we do get user model, and Django is going to return us our user model. That's because you can customize the user model in Django to do different things. So this will make it so that we don't have to replace it later. And create date is going to be a date time field. And that's going to be shoot, I can't remember the name of it. Auto now add. Auto now add. So what that's going to do is, when I'm not actually going to modify the create date, I'm not going to put in the create date, but it's going to do it for me. So there's a lot of cool stuff with Django models. This episode, we're only going to be talking about kind of the basics. Later on, we'll kind of go into some other things that we can do with Django models. But for now, we're just going to get our models set up and running, and we're going to look at that in the Django admin. So the last thing is comment. Comment, I believe. Let's see what they got in comments here. So we got an author, a create date, points, which we'll do later, and then text. So it does not have a title, right? So we can get rid of title here. And also subreddit. But we have a new foreign key, right? Because comment is tied to a post. So we're going to do post equal models dot foreign key and post. Okay, so that's going to give us a foreign key that's going to link it to a post. And body, yeah, body's there. I think for body, we can change this to a char field, max length equal to 1,000. So we can say a comment can only have 1,000 characters, right? All right, so we have our model set up now, but our database still does not exist. We have to go ahead and make migrations. This get user model is actually not correct. The way that Django loads, that is not available at this time. You can use that in views, but in models, you should be using your Django settings, import settings, right? So here, Django comes with a setting built in called auth user model, and you can change that. So if you have a custom user, you can go ahead and change that in your auth, in your settings, and then you won't have to change it. So it's kind of what I was talking about before, but I just said it wrong. I was using the wrong thing. So here we go. We got this. Let's go ahead and see if this is going to work. Make migrations. And that will set up a migration that's staged. It won't actually do it yet, but it will tell us if everything looks correct. So here you can see all the changes that Django sees for this migration. So it's going to create these three models, which are tables. It's kind of saying like tables. It's going to create these. And then it's going to add these foreign keys after the tables are created, right? So let's go ahead and migrate and see if this works. Now this is what's actually going to create the tables in my database. And it looks like it went okay. So now my database is set up, and we can actually go and look. We can go ahead and edit these, right? We have to do one more thing. Actually, I'll show you first what it looks like before. So if we go to our, we can go look at our admin right here. And let's go ahead and do log in. And you can see that the models aren't here yet. That's because we need to add them into our admin. To do that, see if I can remember how to do this. Okay, so admin.site. What is it? I don't remember what it is. I know it's admin.site.register. That's what it is. Okay, so let's just go ahead and copy this. Let's go ahead and do here. So we're going to import my models, which were subreddit, posts and comments. And so here we can go ahead and do these. Oh, excuse me. We can go ahead and do these three. Let's go ahead and, and subreddit, post, and comment. Okay. And so let's see. Let's go ahead and do this. And admin, let's see if those are there now. And there they are. So you can see this is the app. So each app that we make will have its own models. So here we can do this. And let's go ahead and make a subreddit first called Django. We'll save that. Now you can see this says subreddit object, which kind of sucks, right? We'd rather see it give us some more detail. Like on this one, it's pretty obvious that it should say Django, right? So let's go ahead and do this. That's done in a definition called string. And passing self, and then all we do this is return self.title. And so this should return Django now, right? And so on different, you can have this be anything. Like I don't know, like what if I just make it a string? I think that should return that, yeah. And like on these, you might want to do like subreddit dash title or something, such as like here. We'll do that right here. We can do self.subreddit, and let's do dash and title, right? So now we have did I save that? Okay, so now we have that. Let's make sure this is back. Okay, Django. Now let's go ahead and create a post. Title, this is my first post. And do it by admin, and we can do Django, and hello, this is my first post. It kinda sucks, right? So let's go ahead and save that. Okay, so I need to do this. I need to make this a string. Let's try that again. There it is. So we have subreddit dash title. So now we have that. And so for comment, we'll probably do post, just like post.id, and then self. Yeah, I mean we could do different things here. I think here we might just do like. There's not really anything. There's really nothing good here. Like we might do like author dot username, and then like, and I don't know, self dot post dot title, maybe. Do that. See what this looks like. So now let's go ahead and create a comment on here. Again, by admin, so I'm creating. I would be creating a comment on my own post. This is a comment. Okay, so I'm gonna save it. Oops. Everything else looks alright, right? Alright, so now I made a comment. So remember, this is all the Django admin. So like in here, we're going to be creating stuff that's the actual page, but I just want to show you guys how to create basic models, and then be able to interact with it in the admin. So later on, when there's a whole bunch of posts because your project like became viral and everyone's using it, everyone's talking about it, you can see all of the posts here. But yeah, I just want to show you guys that. Here are some basic models. We'll be expanding upon them. They have a lot of really cool features about models, which we'll be getting into in later episodes about models. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Until next time, happy Djangoing.